Hello, Carl here with Sustainability Theory News. We're over at oldworldgardenfarms.com, and they have a great guide on companion planting. So when you plant certain plants together, they thrive off of each other. Maybe they repel pests that the other one doesn't like. Maybe they help reinforce nitrogen into the soil if they're a legume. Maybe they use one plant as a support to grow on. Pictured here is some corn and some marigolds. Marigolds help attract the pollinators. If you do plant corn, I recommend a square rather than two long rows. That way they can self-pollinate with the wind. But the Three Sisters method is something that the Native Americans did, where they took a rotting fish head, put it in the soil. You could also use other food scraps. Then they planted corn, let it grow a little bit, planted some peas or some beans, and it used the corn as like a trellis. It just grew up there. And then they had some squash at the base as a sort of ground cover. And that really was a very productive method. They all like growing together. But there are some plants that don't like growing together. And that's why I like this guide. It talks about the good and the bad, as well as what to plant with certain plants and what not to plant. Tomatoes, potatoes, and peppers are all part of the nightshade family. You don't want to grow them together necessarily. However, I have seen people grow some potatoes, cut off the top of the potato plant, and graft in a tomato plant. I did a video on it, growing your French fries and ketchup on the same plant. But they do love, all three of those plants love growing with cabbage, carrots, basil, onion, garlic. They really do love it. Cucumbers, they don't like growing with a lot of other plants, or rather other plants don't like growing near cucumbers. Round potatoes, all sorts of bad ideas with cucumbers. But they do work well with beans, corn, and radishes. So you could use it in the Three Sisters method as the ground cover, sort of like a squash, because cucumbers are kind of like a squash. And then potatoes, again, nightshade, peas. Peas are also a legume. So they take nitrogen from the atmosphere and put it into the soil, which is great for a lot of different plants. But they don't like the onions, garlic, or shallots, which are all part of the same family of plants as well. Beans, also leguminous, so they can help reinvigorate the soil. Great thing. You gotta plant some legumes in your garden, even if it's just on a crop rotation. Make sure legumes end up in every garden plot at least once in your rotation cycle. They also have some tips on broccoli, garlic, onions, all sorts of great information in this article. The link will be in the description. And if you'd like to see more news headlines like this, subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.